Mary, 11 to 10. Irene, 5 to 4 on. That's a poor start from Irene. Paddy Power Bookmaker. Let's make things more interesting.
Show me something, show me something, show me something this time. Show me something, show me something, show me something this time. Which way the wind blows, how do we know when this will happen?
Texas Hold'em is a variation of poker, but what it shares with all poker games is that the winning hand will be the highest ranked 5-card poker hand according to the official ranking of poker hands. High card, then 1 pair. 2 pair is higher still, then 3 of a kind. A straight is 5 in a row, any suit. Flush is 5 of the same suit in any order. A full house is 3 of one kind, 2 of another. 4 of a kind is what it says, and a straight flush is 5 in a row, all of the same suit. A royal flush is a straight flush, ace high. The first thing that happens is the placing of the button and the posting of the blinds. This is the dealer button. It signifies who the nominal dealer is. The blinds are compulsory bets placed to the left of the button that get the action going. Blinds are posted. Let's deal the cards. I have 3 options. I can call, which would be to match the bet and continue in the hand. I could fold, throw away my cards, surrender my claims on the pot, but not lose any more money. Or I could raise, increase the bet, and other players would have to match this amount if they want to continue in the hand. These 3 cards are community cards, which means we can use them along with our personal cards in building the best 5-card poker hand. The turn card, or the 4th card. Another community card, action to the left of the button. The river card. No more cards to come. We must now make the best 5-card poker hand out of 7 available. That's Hold'em poker.
Coming at you from the Marion Casino Club in Dublin, Ireland, it's the Paddy Power Poker Tournament. We're still 21 players at 3 tables, playing down to 1 who will have all the chips. There's your main game. We'll have our eye on it tonight. Chris Green in seat number 1. That's Vernon Clay. He's hanging out wearing pink. Keep your eye on Alan Betson, the poker pro from Dublin. That's Big Ed, Eddie McLaughlin. Cards are out for this first hand, and we'll have action. Pat Crow also at this table, a former Irish Open champ, and Leslie McLean, Christy Smith round out the tough table.
Oh Lord, he's at it again.
We've got action here on the table. Been folded around to Vernon, who's stuck in a raise. It looks like double the bet. 400 goes to 800. Pat Crow in the big blind with a decision. He's considered, says no. Nice fold with the ace. He sussed out that Vernon had a raising hand. It was the ace dame. And he'll stick that one in his stack.
Vernon Clay, I'm 62 years old. I've been playing poker now for about 10, 12 years.
How did you first get into it?
A friend of mine took me along to a poker game in Stockport, and went from there.
What type of player are you?
Well, my nickname's the Joker, so I'm a bit wild at times. A bit of a wild card.
It's an all-in situation on table 2. Stormin' Norman gave up the ghost. His cards ran as dry as his mouth.
Back at the action, it'll be Christy Smith first to speak. And Liam, he is really one of the Irish original poker players, isn't he? He was at the original Irish Open in 1984 on the Isle of Man. You don't know who won that tournament, do you, Liam?
Well, I have a vague idea who it was.
I'm sitting right next to the original Irish Open champion, but Christy Smith was there as well. That was a tournament hosted by Terry Rogers, who some call the father of Irish poker.
That's right. Christy actually has been playing for about 15 years now. He's a good player.
They used to have a game every Sunday morning in our house. After 11:30 Mass, my father, my brother, his pals come. And them years, the pubs closed at 2 o'clock. So they play the game, and at 5-2, they'd all run out to go to the pub for 5 minutes. And I'd be standing behind my father watching the game. I was about 10-year-old then.
Vernon passes, and it's up to Alan.
I haven't seen one of your hands since.
Alan Betson raises the stick up. That's 1,200. It's a raise of 800. He's only got the big blind to contest. That's Leslie McLean, who's been hot so far. He'll fold them, and Alan will stick 600 in his stack. He needed those chips.
If you had to describe yourself, what's your style?
Probably fairly aggressive, as a rule. But then again, different games, different cards, different hands call for different kinds of play sometimes, you know. So it's not, can't put it into one particular box and say I play that way all the time. You've got to be a little bit versatile, you know. Well, obviously any tournament that you enter, the ambition is to win it at the end of the day. And this could be a cheap way of getting into the Poker Million and hopefully winning £1 million.
The Frisbee's been hurled. Race car driver Michael Frisbee has crashed and burned. He gave it a good roll, but the wheels are off, and he is out in 20th position.
Chris Green is on the small blind, and Vernon is on the big blind, and it'll be Alan Betson first to speak.
Under the gun, 400 to call on Betson Masterson.
This was the Irish game.
Chris Green has a Jack-4 offsuit.
And Pat Crow's very aggressive on this table all of a sudden, Liam. That's the second hand in a row he's raised. He's got an ace.
That was very good tournament play by Pat Crow. He really raised the pot to get rid of Vernon out of the big blind.
Chris Green all in for 400. She's in serious jeopardy here. She needs to win, Liam. Pat Crow with the ace-7 facing Chris Green. What does she have? Jack-4. Who's the favorite here, Liam, with 5 to come?
Pat Crow must be big.
Pat Crow is a favorite. No help for either
Ace-7.
player on the flop. Pat Crow leads with the ace high. A jack or a 4 would keep Chris in this tournament, but she didn't get it, and we have lost
Chris
another
Green is
player.
knocked out.
With 9s and 6s and an ace kicker, Pat Crow has just knocked Chris Green out of this tournament, and she'll be our 19th place finisher.
Well, when you're anteed in, you know, and all your money is in. Where if you're not getting the cards, you don't play, if you haven't got good cards. But I went in on a Jack-4, pair of 9s came up on the table.
Another one down. That's Eileen McLaughlin. She'll knock on wood and hope for better luck next time. Just 17 remain now on our way down to 1. 7 at this main game, and Pat Crow is your chip leader. He's been all over with the aggression and is first to speak.
Denise has joined the top table.
Downshift, says Pat Crow. He's in a lower gear and will wait. That's Leslie McLean flat calling behind the button. 400 to go. Betson with the option in the big blind.
Alan, did you pay that 5?
Oh my gosh, it's a forward motion. Allen with the ace deuce. That's not a very big hand, but he stuck all his chips in the center, Liam. And if he gets called here, he's not
in
going to
big
like
trouble.
it because Leslie McLean has the ace 10.
Can you hear me?
Allen Betson in big trouble, but luckily it's Leslie McLean under pressure, and Leslie has to consider that Allen could have a bigger ace.
Excuse me, how much is it?
Fascinating stuff here. The bet is 3,000 all in by Alan Betson. Leslie McLean with one of the toughest decisions he's had to make today. He says no. Valor gets the better of his judgment, and he's laid them down. And Liam, that is why Alan Betson has had so much success on the poker circuit. He knows how to push people off a bigger hand.
This is typical power play from Alan Betson, the current European champion. He has won tournaments around the world. Leslie showed weakness by only calling the big blind with the ace-10. Betson doesn't miss that kind of opportunity. This aggression pushed Leslie out of the pot.
I've been playing poker since I was 7, but I'm a recreational player. I play for fun.
You play for fun?
Yes.
What type of player are you?
a fun player. I get a great buzz out of the game. I love poker. It's my life. I don't do anything else. I don't play football, cricket, rugby, tennis, nothing. I play poker. Win or lose, I enjoy.
And Betson's stack looking taller. He's built his way back up from 2,000 to over 4.5 without having to show his hand. That is exactly what you want to do in No Limit Hold'em.
No, I'm afraid I quit.
Leslie McLean has folded. Christy Smith follows suit. It's around to the small blind, and Eddie, is he all in? No, it's a flat call for 400.
Right, okay.
Pat Crow says, let's get it all in. I don't care what you got. I'm going to gamble with you. And Eddie is now all in, 700 apiece. We'll see their hands, plus 5 more, please. Eddie with the 9-10. Pat Crow ahead with the Queen 3 at this juncture. That's the flop. Aces and 3s for Pat Crow. He's in a prime spot. Eddie McLaughlin floundering. River card to come. It wasn't a 9 or a 10, and we have just lost Eddie McLaughlin. He played a good game, but he is now out. He had fun here tonight, and I'm sure he'll be back in Ireland for poker.
I just got terrible cards, and I only won 1 pot on the first table. I won nothing on the second table, and I only had 1,300 chips when I went to the final table, and I was on the ante, so the second ante took me away.
They all fall down. Now it's Frank McGuigan following Eddie. Frank's out as well. He was knocked by Roy Brindley. There's Roy in the headphones. No, he's not getting signals. It was Phil Hellmuth who made the Walkman famous while playing poker in 1989 on his way to a world championship. Roy's the chip leader now, and with those healthy stacks of pinks and yellows, has well over 20,000.
The youngest member of the tournament, Connor Doyle, has just joined the top table.
Denise still hanging around in this tournament, but every hand she gets... Oh, that's a pair of 9s. Liam, those are all her chips. She's gone all in.
That's 1,600.
2,200 all in from Denise. That's a raise of 1,800. She'd like to pick up the 600 uncontested here. She's doing well so far. Only Christy left, but with a 4-7, you have to wonder, Liam. He has enough to call. A bit of the wind-up. And Denise, her heart fluttered, but she'll take this pot. And 600 plus 22, she's right back in this with 2,800.
Crazy Daisy with a right uppercut and a left hook has just knocked out Brian Dowling and Alan McLean in one fell swoop. Down to 13. Stack 'em up, Daisy. You'll need 'em later.
Tuna, 2-1. Cheese, evens favorite. And it's tuna. My word.
Show me something, show me something, show me something this time. Show me something, show me something, show me something this time.
There's a long history of poker here in Ireland, but this Paddy Power Poker Tournament, the first one to use under-the-table cameras. 1999 Irish World Champion Noel Furlong is not here.
That's Alan Betson. He is tough, but there's plenty of strong players at this table. Denise Fouchardi, for example, she's had a good game so far, looking to hammer it home. Youngest player in the tournament is Connor Doyle. He's looking dazed, but he's still in with a fighting chance.
He's still hanging around, but he needs to make a move. Pat Crow's been very aggressive so far tonight. He's got a lot of chips, and he looks looks very comfortable here. And of course, Leslie and Christy, the elder statesmen of this tournament, but right there in it with the chips. Action this hand right now on Pat Crow. He's come in for a flat call of 400 around to Christy on the button, and that was a reach and a raise. There's some red chips in there. 2,800 all in. Very tough to call that bet, Liam, unless you got some power. Action on Pat Crow. He's not going to go with it. And Christy has won that hand on a raise of 2 5s. Shuffle and deal 2 cards for everyone. They come face down, and you must bet before you see the flop. Pat Crow on the action. First to speak, 400 to call. Does he want to play? No, he doesn't.
Leslie's calling.
Leslie McLean with the flat call, 400.
Denise passes up to Alan Betson. He's just calling.
If Connor Doyle checks here, we'll be 3-way for the flop, and we are. 1,200 in the pot, 3 cards to come. It'll be Betson in the small blind to speak first. All red, 2 diamonds, ace high. Check, check, check.
9 hits the turn, and it's paired Connor Doyle. But the board is still scary, especially since Betson's bet 1,000. That's why 9-5 makes 2 pair. That is a strong hand on that board. But here comes Leslie. It's 2 hearts plus 2 on the board make 4. 1 more heart would give him the flush, and that's it. Jack makes the red ones, and Leslie goes all in. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Alan Betson folds, and Leslie doesn't have to show his hand, but he had the goods. Flush on the river, and a big smile. Leslie takes it down.
Liam, one of the great things about poker in Ireland is that while the competition is fierce, players are always friendly.
That's true.
You don't find that everywhere, but you'll always find that
Oh,
here.
definitely, yeah. They're used to winning and they're used to losing. Denise first to speak in this hand.
Pat Crow looking serious, but it's Denise to act first. She's back in this game. Her chips are up.
She's passed. Now
Pass,
it's up to Alan.
pass,
Alan is
pass.
passing.
And Connor, who's yet to make, he's been quiet as a mouse, but not now. That's a strong raise. It looks like 1,800 to me, and no wonder, Liam, it's the big slick suited, as they say.
It surely is.
Well, first pot we've seen Connor win.
Pat Crow to speak first. There he is.
Connor O'Doyle's been playing very conservatively. Let's see if the players notice that here and try and pick on him in the big blind. Pat Crow first. He's picked up nothing. Oh, it's Leslie coming forward. That's a call, Liam. They're having a lark down there.
They're having fun. Oh, Christy's in.
He's raising it 1.
Christy calls.
Betson in the small blind. He's all in. And Connor Doyle's come very quickly behind him with the ace-king. There are still 3 people to act in this pot. We could have a monster here, but Alan Betson and Connor Doyle both with their chips in the center. Oh, Betson with the ace-jack really far behind here. Leslie McLean with the decision. We'll see if he lets them fight it out. The rest have folded. It's head up. Betson all in now. Connor with a few chips back. And Betson is not going to like this because he has got a lot of ground to make up or he's out of this tournament. Still 5 cards to come. Ace-king, a big favorite over ace-jack. Here's the flop. Ooh, Betson hit the jack. He hit the jack on the flop, and now it's Doyle who's behind. He needs a king on the river, or he's going to lose a monster pot. No, Betson has done it. He'll take this rocket to the moon. He was in serious jeopardy, but the jack on the flop lifted him up, and Connor Doyle, he looks like he swallowed a dump truck.
Oh yeah, give me them back a minute.
Poker is a tough game. You can do everything right, and that is all Connor Doyle has got to show for it. 600 won't get you far, Connor. He's taken it on the chin.
At the beginning of the tournament, I felt Alan Betson was the 5-1 favourite, but he was 9-2 against to win this pot. However, he hit a jack on the flop to stay in the tournament. It must be said that Connor was very unlucky. Just goes to show that even great players need the rub of the green now and again.
New hand, Connor Doyle first to speak. He's under tremendous pressure. This hand or next hand could claim all his chips. Does he like it?
No, he passed.
No, he's passed. He'll wait for another day. It's Leslie on the attack. 1,000 straight.
No, with 600, he's just calling 6.
Yes. That's my excuse.
It's 3-6 now, so he would have to make it 1,200 to double.
Thanks very much, Al. He'd be going head to head and he's going out to dinner. Much more comfortable now.
Leslie with the 10 queen. He's flopped a pair, Liam. 2 kings, 2 tens with a queen kicker. It's been checked. Could Leslie be playing it cute?
Oh, look at this.
And now
That's right.
Alan Betson has bet. Has he fallen for a trap? He's stuck in a lot of money with no hand, Liam. He's on the draw. 6 of diamonds is a flush draw. Leslie's got the best hand, but does he know it? Everything is on that flop. Look how scary that board is to a queen 10.
Yeah.
There's 3 diamonds. There's a pair of kings. He's laid it down.
He's passed.
Alan Betson has gotten away with another one.
Betson's got a lot of nice moves, but survival's the name of this game.
Show me something, show me something, show me something this time. Show me something, show me something, show me something this time. When the wind blows, how do we know when this will happen? Then you will want some, and when you're
Dixie, 2-1. Muppet, evens favourite. Oh, that's a shame. Paddy Power Bookmaker. Let's make things more interesting.